God damn it. Welcome, MMA Maniacs, to another installment of Split Decision, your MMA podcast, brought to you weekly from the Ruloff Family Inc. studios. Bueller and Dodge on the mics, giving you the MMA news, of course, breaking down fight cards, and looking forward to upcoming fight cards as well. And we are now on mymmanews.com.
Yeah.
And you can check us out there. Big thanks to them. And also, a big thanks to Strongboard. Change the way you work out forever. Get on board. Strongboardbalance.com is where you can check this thing out. It's a spring-loaded workout balance board, helps out your core and a lot of other. I would die on it, but if you have any athletic prowess, you can try this thing. I don't.
Where can you get it at?
Strongboardbalance.com.
Where was that?
Strongboardbalance.com.
All right.
So yeah, if you're athletic and have balance, then get it. If you're
looking to get athletic.
No, I can't even walk in a straight line half the time.
That's another reason.
There is another reason for that.
This could be a new DUI check.
I've put drunk people on the Endos type board that I've had before. It's a good time.
It's not for them.
Yeah, and I want to do the same thing you did with the endo board. Yeah. I want to do once they get us ours.
Yeah, see, that's
no, you're gonna do a whole episode standing on this
endo
thing.
board. You throw through the wall if you catch off balance. This thing doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about it though, because if you fall off, you don't lose it. Like Dodge's board that you'd lose in traffic. So yeah, you can get us on Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and of course iTunes and our website, SplitDecisionMMA.com. On Facebook, you can find us at Split Decision MMA Podcast, and on Instagram and Twitter, SD_MMA. Tell your friends, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a download, subscribe, whatever. Just spread the love. Jumping into some news here, we got the Jackson motion to dismiss.
Yeah, so remember how he was trying to get a general injunction that allowed him to compete in MMA, i.e. the UFC, while he's still under contract with Bellator. They're having that whole big snafu. Right. So the judge decided, a written order has been issued by New Jersey Superior Court Judge Karen L. Sutter, that they're going to have to basically, the dismission has been denied, so they're still going to have to go to court over this whole situation.
Even though Rampage has already fought.
Yes.
So now it's going to be like a retroactive thing. If there was any damages, monetary damages, it's going to be from... What, 2 months ago?
He was seeking to free himself from any general injunctions that forbid him from any mixed martial arts competition. He was granted a temporarily granted one. There we go. A temporary one. He's temporarily granted one temporarily.
Got it. Temporarily granted a temporary one temporarily.
Done.
Got it.
That's
so
not a triple
all the
negative,
money that he's... All the money he's already spent is gone.
Yeah, for sure.
All the money he earned, he's probably spent on a new Rampage truck.
For sure.
Yeah. All right.
Now it says Monster on the side of it.
He just drives a Monster promotional vehicle.
I'm a Monster!
No, it's one of those, like a Red Bull truck, but it's a Monster truck. Where he's
big can stuck in the back?
Yeah, and he's handing out Monsters that I'm a Reebok! Now, that would be all right. If a Reebok truck drove by and handed out shoes, I'd be all over that. Nevada courts consolidate the class
so after we
action
talked about this, how obviously that they moved the whole case to Nevada against the UFC. Now all of the cases are going to be combined into one class action suit, which we had talked about was probably going to happen anyway.
Right.
So this is all going to be one giant class action lawsuit against the UFC and Zuffa.
Talk about going behind enemy lines on this one.
Going to Nevada, man.
If it's class action now, can we get in on it as fans?
I don't think so.
Yes.
Is that what we're going to try?
Yes.
Jump on.
If I can get a $20 shirt out of it, like my $10 Red Bull.
No, I would not want to jump on that class action lawsuit. I've already been blackballed once from the UFC.
Yeah, we'll never get an interview again.
And the AT&T one paid like $250 a person.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
There you go. Titan FC is going to be broadcasting on Fight Pass now. They were previously broadcasting on CBS Sports Network. Are you excited about that?
Well, it's cool to add more to the library.
More to the library, yeah.
I see the price coming up now. The more that they add, it's like all of a sudden I bet you can go like 15 then 20.
For Titan FC though?
Well, I just mean as much as
three title fights
they keep adding
on their first event on Fight Pass.
That doesn't speak well for the organization. If they have to throw 3 title fights onto one card.
One of those guys is going to be Bam Bam Healy. Remember Bam Bam Healy?
Perfect.
Yep. He's going for the lightweight championship.
I like when he's like comically condescending. Great.
You remember him? He was a guy one time.
I remember Pat Healy. He was a guy one time. His Al Bundy moment in the UFC.
Yeah, right? UFC has signed former Hard Knocks fighting heavyweight champion Mishna Karakanov.
I have no idea who that is. Help me out here.
That's Misha Karaknov.
There's no N. It's Misha.
Misha Karaknov.
Wait.
How about that?
All right, cool.
Serkinov?
You said it third. The third.
I read it Serkinov.
Serkinov.
Yeah, quit Serkinov.
Misha Serkinov is a heavyweight champion. Hard Knocks light heavyweight champion. What's Hard Knocks?
From Canada.
Is it MMA or is it
MMA? Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just letting you know, he's now signed with the UFC.
I'm stoked.
Are you happy?
I can't wait.
Can't wait for his first
I
fight.
can't wait to read for Misha Serkinov.
Leo Machida says he believes...
I can't speak for you, but Misha Serkinov over here.
Leo Machida recently said he watched his fight from back when he fought UFC on Fox 15 when he fought Luke Rockhold and lost. He says it was an illegal blow that made him lose. He says he's watched it 3 or 4 times. He saw he got an elbow to his neck. And that's what caused him to become dizzy. And that's when he was dizzy, his legs were wobbly, and he wasn't able to recover.
All right. Well, I mean, the fight wasn't stopped. The ref didn't see it.
He says it was an illegal shot. He wants to see if something can happen out of this. I don't think it's going to happen.
What would happen out of it? The ref didn't see it. It's been how long?
How many
now?
fights could you go back and watch and
Fight an illegal shot somewhere
fight an
in there?
illegal shot? Especially the back of the head shit.
You go back to like UFC 3 and have all these guys' records turned around because that shit's illegal now.
That's all illegal.
It's like chemo all of a sudden
Pulling
didn't
that
lose
guy's
to Gracie.
Can't be pulling his hair the
Look,
whole
who's pulling
time.
my hair.
The
That's
whole
not
time.
lost. That should be a no contest on my
Yeah,
record.
because in Pride, they would actually wait till the ref was like looking the other way for something.
Oh, yeah.
MMA bill in New York has passed again for the 7th time. This is at the Senate level, but now we have to get to the Assembly level.
It's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
I mean, with the union so strong over there, I don't see how.
Why I don't get. Are they going to lose money in this?
One of the biggest things that they said that they had to change was that in the new ban bill is that to allow them to have MMA legal, that the organization has to have a $50,000 accident insurance requirement for fight cards allowing it in amateur bouts.
That's
okay.
fine.
In amateur bouts. So this is a big step forward. That wasn't allowed. That wasn't in the first one. Again, there are still people that are going against it, including Senator Liz Kruger of Manhattan. And she's Democrat. She says, quote, "It's going to kill you and probably not the greatest activity to spend your time having fun with non-professionally and really great career move professionally. Even if you think you're having a good time now. I will be voting no. And yet I will say I am less uncomfortable if this law becomes a New York state than previous versions we have debated here on the floor."
Really? So she has no problem with the how many football teams do they have in New York?
Yeah.
And how often do football players die, from heat exhaustion and things of that nature?
I'm completely lost about the $50,000 insurance. I mean, just to get our Century Plaza here in Modesto, you have to have $1 million umbrella, and I just don't.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, I guess I'll never do anything at Center Plaza.
it's not that much, man. It's only like $1,200.
Again, that won't.
Won't happen. Just ahead of her UFC 190 bout with Ronda Rousey, Betch Corriea has announced she has a new 8-fight contract.
This
Wow.
is the most confusing thing to me.
Why?
You really believe she's got 8? I just don't see her.
So if she loses, she's allowed to have 8 more fights.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
Or get paid out for 8 more fights.
I don't see her defeating anybody in the top 5.
Really?
Really?
Well, she's not going to beat Ronda Rousey.
I don't think she's going to be Ronda Rousey, but I could see her definitely putting into some of the people in the top 5.
Do you think 8 more fights? Like she's worth that though?
They sign guys to fucking crazy contracts.
I don't see
all
her
the damn
beating.
time.
I don't see her beating Carmouche.
Doesn't
I don't even see her beating Tate.
Anderson have like a 30-fight contract
Yeah, but
or something
Anderson
absolutely
would-
crazy?
he was-
He
he
was
was
like, there's no way he's
one of
ever
the
going to
best
finish.
in the world.
I'm not just saying they sign people to crazy contracts.
Yeah, but they had reason to sign Anderson.
Right
when
now,
he's one of
Betch
the
Corriea
best
is
in the
ranked
world.
number 7.
And you got
Ahead of her is Kat Zingano, Miesha Tate, Alexis Davis, Sarah McMahon, Jessica Ai, Sarah Kaufman. I think between her and Jessica Ai, she could probably beat her. I think between her and Alexis Davis, there's a possibility she could beat her.
You think so?
Her stand-up's pretty damn good, man.
I noticed you just tiptoed around McMahon.
I think it's crazy to put that big of a contract in such a small division, though, and new division.
I mean, give her any 8 of those people on that list. I don't care. I'd still watch the fight,
Oh, well, yeah. I'd watch any 15 of those people fight
right?
each other.
So let her have 8 more fights against anybody in that top 15. Let her have 8 more fights against anybody in the top 15.
Okay. I just don't understand 8 fights. I've been really confused by the 3 and 5 5-fight contracts lately. 8 is just a bit much.
Well, they did. Anderson Silva was a 9 when they re-signed his.
Yep.
But he had the strap. It makes a big
Very
difference.
true. After his loss against Eddie Alvarez at UFC 188, Gil Melendez is going to make a quick turnaround fighting Laquinta at UFC Fight Night San Diego, which is going to be going down July 15th.
I'm really surprised about this.
Very quick.
When you got somebody who goes through a 3-round fight like that. Usually...
Bobby Green was removed from that card due to an injury. Melendez steps in to replace him. I think it's an awesome replacement.
Bobby Green needs to stop getting hurt. Isn't this the second time in less than a year that he's been pulled from a card due to injury?
I believe so, yeah.
But
There's a lot of people believe he's ducking.
Really?
Who is he ducking? He's ducking Laquinta?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he did have a loss recently.
I didn't say it's my theory. I just read a
lot of people.
I read a lot.
We get this weird story right here. This state attorney is trying to ban the rear naked choke for mixed martial arts.
That's so stupid.
Because in Will County, this guy, Jim Glasgow, said that two guys are accused of choking 2 victims to death, and they used what they found to be chokeholds that were just like the rear naked choke. So to prevent this, he says that they should ban it in MMA competition because kids are allowed to see this, and they're learning how to use this choke.
It's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah, and they're probably doing it improperly.
Didn't we have a famous wrestler who killed his child with this choke?
Was it Benoit?
Yeah, Benoit. I mean, so that wasn't big enough
I think
for
he
him?
smothered him in his sleep
Yeah.
after
Did he?
he gave him sedatives.
And then he rear naked choked himself.
Oh,
God damn.
I can't believe you did that.
What? He gave him sedatives?
No.
No.
All right, go ahead.
What, did he smother the kid?
Yeah.
Then he rear naked choked himself.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
What? Is my dark humor not allowed anymore? Or did we finally find the fucking line in the sand that I'm not allowed to cross here? Holy shit, I've said some pretty fucked up things on this show.
I mean, I'm just, like I said, I'm waiting for, anytime anybody gets murdered by striking, they gotta stop boxing. We gotta stop karate as well.
Yeah, I mean, how many deaths are caused by just punches to the back of the head or something?
Right.
You
Stabbings, no one's allowed to cook anymore.
Oh, don't show...
Don't cooking shows, no more cooking shows.
Don't show them soccer, because they might kick someone in the face like that.
No one's allowed to drive.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I mean, do you think this goes anywhere?
No, it doesn't go anywhere. Plus it's a self-defense move. I mean, if you're learning jiu-jitsu or judo or a lot of these grappling techniques, you're learning a rear naked choke. And if it's done properly, you're not likely to kill somebody from it. It's really, if you're doing it properly for self-defense, what you're doing is to put them out and get away. I mean, you have to intentionally want to kill somebody or be really fucking drunk and stupid, which these guys probably were, and doing it incorrectly to kill somebody with it.
No, they said that's how they killed them. They were like murdering people by choking them.
By choking them. It just, the thing is that are you serious? Like,
yeah.
They were like, oh, we're going to go out and murder people with rear naked chokes?
But I doubt that they even called it a rear naked choke. I mean, it's the easiest choke there is.
Or the rape choke, which is not allowed anymore in the UFC.
Well, no, you're just not allowed to say it anymore in the UFC.
It's the surprise choke.
You're still allowed to do it. You just can't.
God.
You just can't call it the rape choke.
You can still do it though.
Yeah.
All right.
The choke.
The front choke.
Yeah, it's front choke.
Yeah.
Front naked choke.
Yeah. Well,
depends.
Honey Jason failed his post-fight drug test following UFC 67, which was down in Brazil. Tested positive for hydrochlorothiazide.
Hydrochlorothiazide, yeah.
There we go. A banned diuretic. He is now going to be suspended for 9 months.
Well, upon his appeal. And his appeal already sounds pretty solid.
His win over Damian Jackson has been switched to a no contest. He also gave up his $50,000 bonus.
Oh, that's rough. But at least this loss came before the new laws are enacted.
Right? He's just in time.
Because he would be screwed. What did we got, like 2 more weeks until that happens?
Yeah,
wow.
Pretty much. It's coming up quick. Coming up real quick. Did you get a chance to watch the pay-per-view event that happened over the weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah? Were you excited about the pay-per-view event that happened over the weekend?
I was excited before it happened.
He was till the end.
You were sad.
I was very sad.
You were
He was
sad.
upset.
All right, you want to go over the card?
Shit, guys. I want to relive this.
Start at Fight Pass.
Yeah, all right. Gabriel Benitez defeats Clay Collard with a unanimous decision. So does Cathal Pendred over Augusto Montano. Then you move on to the preliminary card on FX. You got Johnny Case going up against Francisco Trevino. This was a unanimous decision.
Which, come to find out, it wasn't women's soccer that was on Fox Sports 1. You know what was on Fox Sports 1 during this whole fucking thing?
What?
24 Hours of Le Mans.
Yes.
See? People like radio.
Yeah. We were wondering why it wasn't on Fox Sports 1. I said probably Women's World Cup, which would make sense. It's a pretty big event. But no, it was 24 hours of lawns.
Gotcha.
It only happens once a year. 24 hours, man.
Right.
Maybe there's a reason for that.
I'd rather watch 24 hours of lemons. Which is a real thing, by the way.
They have it at Laguna Seca.
Yeah.
24-hour lemons?
Yes, I want to
Oh, is it
compete.
just
If
a
anybody
bunch-
wants to compete, we'll do the we'll start a Kickstarter to support SD going down there and competing.
Is it just like 24 hours of beaters? Going
You have
on?
you have to have a car that's worth less than $500.
Oh, mine.
I thought it was 25.
$500, 25. You have to have $2,000 worth of safety equipment in the vehicle,
Oh, okay.
but the car itself has to be worth less than $500.
My Honda CRV.
We can do this.
It's when you tag out people, I'm assuming, right? Because
We'll do the whole thing MMA themed, put
can't
like
drive for
cages
24
on.
hours.
No. Yeah, you have different team members that drive.
Yeah,
Go around putting rear naked chokes on people.
it's gonna happen. All right, moving on.
Okay.
Patrick Williams.
Yeah, Patrick Williams defeated Alejandro Perez with a standing guillotine choke.
Yeah, that still happens.
That was still pretty brutal. He
it was-
lifted him off the ground.
It was painful to watch. Very painful to watch. Then you got Efren Escudero got a win over Drew Dauber with the standing
guillotine, yeah.
Like Joe Rogan said, trust the guillotine, believe in the guillotine.
Yes.
Henry Cejudo up against Chico Camus.
Every time I see Cejudo fight, it's like a glorified training session for him. It really is, because no one's ever going to take him down.
Yeah.
And he's not really trying to take anybody down because he knows he can if he wants to. He actually just likes to strike. He's trying to get his work out a striking game. They need to put him up against some of these guys that are
Well, he
further
can do
in.
that, but eventually he's going to.
Yes, I want to see them further in the division.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that he could be going up against. But good for him. Moving up.
Who'd you like to see him fight?
Anybody in the top 10?
All right. We don't have to look it up. I was just curious if you had a name on deck or not.
I want to
Might
look
as
it
well
up.
just leave that list up.
I do. I got it up. I'm going to right now. It's happening. Little guys, let's look at it.
Is he flyweight?
He is flyweight. He's at rank number 5 right now. Put him against Benavidez.
Okay.
Let's see if he can actually strike.
That'd be okay. Gotcha. That'll work. That
Yeah?
works for me.
You happy with that one?
Yeah.
All right, good.
So moving on from there, we have the first fight on the main card, which we kicked off with the ladies. Angela Hill up against Tisha Torres. Tisha Torres still just awesome doing her thing.
Pretty dominant.
Wins a unanimous decision over Angela Hill.
I was so let down. I thought the reach and her height, I thought she'd do something with it.
She's still
but-
very new in the game, though, man. Compared to T Stories, she's still very new in MMA.
and obviously Tisha Torres is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Because at will, she did what she wanted with Angela.
Yair Rodriguez up against Charles Rosa. Split decision. Justified?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty close fight.
I really think they need to start doing more where they just a draw.
Just draws, giving them
They're
draws.
not working.
Kevin Gastelum, who is not allowed to move down in weight after this fight,
Still a fatty, man.
is went up against Nate Marquardt. Nate Marquardt threw in the towel in this one, told his corner he had no more fight left in him.
But
His
still was
coach.
going to... No, his coach threw in the
His
towel.
coach had to throw the call.
He was going to, even though he told his corner, I have nothing left, I'm just going to go. He literally turned around and told him, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a couple kicks and then just play defense off my back the rest of the round.
He caught a cold or a flu
Wow.
Wednesday before the fight.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even then, though, man,
He said the combination of the cold and the altitude, because I guess
He
he,
didn't look
trains
himself
out
at
of
all.
he trains out of Denver.
Yeah.
So he thought that would be fine, but then whatever he caught, he said his legs were cramping walking. To
he
the
did not
ring.
look good at all.
Yeah.
And Kevin Gastelum just put it to him the entire time.
We're looking at over 2,000 feet higher elevation in Mexico City than
Yeah, he was...
at Mile High Stadium.
Mark Ward looked slow. I mean, he just... The whole
He
time,
didn't look
I
like
mean,
himself. I didn't know that he was sick. I was like, wow, this guy's it's really caught up with him. And he's
Yeah.
done.
I like how the number was going around the room, and everybody's like, "What's at 7,500 feet?" We're like, "This fight, what's going on right here is at
Yeah.
7,500 feet."
Yeah, it was a sober goer out back was like, dude, and I was like, oh, it's like Mile High Stadium. He's like, no, man, it's way higher. And for some reason, because I don't know anything about the world at all, I'm an idiot. I just didn't think Mexico had mountains. Like how?
It's one of the reasons we don't take it over. It's too hard to police.
we don't got time for this.
It's not Mexico was just like a flat desert the entire way. Because I'm a fucking idiot. I've never claimed to be very good at geometry, so you know. Whatever.
He just got it. He just got it.
Oh
It took me a
man,
second to see if he was serious about it.
Eddie Alvarez and Gilbert Melendez fight to a split decision that had a lot of people questioning whether or not Gilbert Melendez should have lost this fight, and it was a great fight.
It was a great fight. I thought Eddie Alvarez, watching the fight, like I said a couple times, watching it, he did enough. He did enough because of the takedown. Now, was I happy with it? No. But unless we start changing the rules of MMA, which everyone keeps talking about every time one of these fights happens.
Add 2 more judges.
You know what I mean? Unless we start changing the rules of MMA, these things are going to happen. I mean, he got the takedowns. Gilbert Melendez, who is known for his wrestling, didn't get any takedowns.
So, okay.
Whereas Eddie Alvarez got 3, especially 2 in the final round. I mean...
The question here is changing... Is it like if you get a takedown but don't do anything with it, do you lose that takedown?
Right. Or at least don't score it as highly. I mean, you know what I mean? They're scoring it just like he almost knocked him out. They're scoring it as a knockdown, which it's not.
It shows dominance when you can take somebody down at will.
Yeah.
But if you're getting a takedown and not doing anything with it, then what did you really do at that point?
Yeah.
You're not inflicting any damage.
Correct.
And I got all these people that say that damage wins fights.
Not necessarily.
I don't
look. Like I said, we've talked about. Look how dominant GSP has looked in some of his fights, even when he took the most damage physically.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that I agree with that mentality, but it's weird when you have people have that mentality of damage wins fights, and then all of a sudden, but takedowns are valued so highly when they don't cause any real damage at all. So Eddie Alvarez gets the win, walks away. Gilbert Melendez, as you said, going to be fighting July 11th,
15th.
Quick turnaround. It's surprising to me after a 3-round split decision.
Eddie Alvarez also is the one who kind of gave himself. I mean, yes, Gilbert hit him pretty good in that eye, and broke his nose. Hit him first lower and then broke his nose, and then Eddie Alvarez does the dumbest thing ever, which again Rogan was talking about. Tried to clear it, which a lot of boxers know this. You do not blow your nose when you think it's broken.
Ugh.
And what did he do? Try to blow his nose, and instantly all of the blood rushed up to his eye socket, and his entire eye swelled shut.
Is that what happened?
That's what happened. He went, and just whoop, it went like that. They caught it on slow motion camera. You
Really?
could see it just whoop, just fill with blood.
Is there a GIF of this?
Yeah, there is somewhere.
Yeah, when we're diving sometimes, you'll get this thing called a squeeze, and you'll actually get snot that comes out of your little
Corner of your eye.
Corner of your eye.
Yep.
Yeah,
Gross, dude.
it is.
Yeah.
And it gets it's a nice sound in your head too. It goes.
Yep. So yeah,
Yet another reason I don't like to leave my house.
then your main event, new champion
want to talk
or
about it.
undisputed champion, should we say? Fabricio Verdum
I think I'm the
takes
only
out
one that
Cain
called it.
Velasquez.
I think I'm the only
2
one that
minutes,
called it.
13 seconds of round 3.
This is really... This is,
Entire time of start of right at the first round was all Cain. I mean, you have to give it. Cain was doing pretty damn well. Second, third round, tired.
yeah.
And he even said maybe training only 2 weeks out was not enough.
Do you think?
Fabricio got there how soon?
He was there for
6 weeks.
He was there. He said for just over 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know he was there that long.
And Cain was only training at the altitude for 2 weeks.
It makes a big difference,
It
man.
makes a huge difference.
You got almost-
Cain, a guy who is known for his cardio,
Yeah.
a guy who's known for just going nonstop, was tired.
I wonder how many people were just getting tired, like walking to their seats.
If they live there, they don't because it's normal.
Yeah, but not everybody who went lived there.
I mean, it was Cain. Like I said, Cain looked tired, and I could tell there was a turning point in round 2 where it's like he's losing this fight.
This
He's
shit
done.
was just dumb. But
He's done.
This was day one stuff.
And yeah, he rushed in with his head on the outside and just got caught.
But
pulled
you
into
don't,
the
I mean,
guillotine.
he's a NCAA level
Yep.
college wrestler, and he should know better that when you go in for a double leg takedown, that your head stays sideways on the stomach area, not to the side.
He said a lot of it had to do with fatigue.
It was
A lot of it had to do
He
with fatigue.
like Goldberg speared him and got choked out.
Yep.
So where does Cain and Fabricio go from here?
Oh, it's good. You got a rematch.
You think they immediate
They got-
rematch?
Yeah, they got a rematch.
You don't see anybody else in the division that should get a shot ahead of him?
No, I really don't. I don't think so. I think that 2 years of ring rust, surgeries, and stuff like that kind of warrants Cain being able to get back in there and try this again.
All right. What about you guys?
I thought that they already said that somebody else is going to get the fight next, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just blowing smoke.
Maybe it's Arlovsky.
It is.
Arlovsky's going to get a title shot?
I think so because Kane's out. I'm going to check that out. Hey, go ahead and go with your story.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I know Arlovsky wants, obviously, to fight Fabricio. Again, he wants that rematch. So does Ben Rothwell. Ben Rothwell wants to fight Arlovsky pretty bad. Crow Cop wants to fight everybody except for Josh Barnett, apparently. He's got a long list of people he wants revenge on. Anybody that's ever defeated him, he says he's coming back and he's going to take them all out. So, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I could give Cain an immediate rematch. He just didn't look good.
Like I said, 2 years ring rust and
If
shoulder
it was a
surgeries
decision,
and stuff like
maybe.
If it's Arlovsky, you're going to hear a boner through the microphone. Just so you know. You're going to find out what a boner sounds like.
All right, so we actually you catch up on The Ultimate Fighter? Did you get to watch this?
Yeah.
All right, so what do you think? I mean, right now we're at the point where ATT has to win the last 3 fights or they're done.
Well, I think
in a row.
I think now we know why they announced the future seasons of this are not going to have this structure, you know?
Yeah, they do one more fight. If they lose one more fight, they're out of the... I mean, obviously they're going to go through the fights, but they're not going to... There's no way they can win. How do you feel? I mean, Hader brought it back to American Top Team just for right around to have the Black Zillions turn it right back around and bring it back to the Black Zillions. And then, what did you think about the Glenn Robinson using the motion capture? Did you think that was cool?
It was interesting.
Right? Are you saying he's going to change the way people train for fights?
It's entirely possible. I don't know. The guy's got some good ideas.
It's kind of cool. How about them going out on a boat, whereas Glenn brings everybody's family in?
That was rad.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool of him to do. You know, you could see how excited all the guys were to see their families and stuff like that. Especially on a show where we've seen like all these fighters go through so many emotions in the amount of time that they're in the house and missing their family, missing their significant others or whatever, getting bad news on the show and having to fly home and shit like that. Like it's probably a real huge relief just to be able to see them for even a dinner.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was one of the coolest things this season.
So then you got, like I said, obviously we have our fight where Kamaruddin Usman defeats Steve Carl, bringing it back to Black Zillions. Now we get to see, like I said, there's 3 fights left of the season. AT&T's got to win all 3, otherwise it's going nowhere.
Right.
I mean, they lose one, it's done.
That means that nobody on their team can get the bonus.
Nope.
You know, I think that's going to suck a lot of wind out of their sails if they lose the next fight. The last 2 fights are probably going to be pretty shitty. I mean, if they get the momentum, they win the next fight, then they're going to be fighting hard to win those next 2 after that.
How do you see it going? Do you think Black Zillions are going to take this whole season?
I think ATT gets one more win. I don't know when it's going to be.
Little drama?
Yeah, I think they get one more win, but I don't think that, yeah. Black Zillions have this.
All right.
I can finally get my shirt.
Now you feel safe buying your shirt? Going on Friday, June 19th, we are going to have Bellator, and what Scott Coker is saying could be their biggest event ever. Not only is it going to be their biggest event, but he's expecting it to have the best ratings of MMA on TV ever.
I mean, he's got the nostalgia factor going for him. You know, it's something that the people seem to enjoy.
And luckily, the Warriors wrapped it up.
Game 6.
So that's not going to be competition.
When you text me that stat, I was like, I kind of wanted it to go to Game 7 just to fuck over this card. But I'm an asshole like that, so whatever.
Okay, no, they haven't lined it up yet.
No.
But another side note, you guys probably already know this. They did fight in UFC 70.
What?
Yeah, Fabricio.
Oh, yeah, Fabricio and Arlovsky? Yeah. That's when Fabricio got
them
sent
coming
home.
over from Pride. Yep.
Arlovsky won that fight.
Don't want to see it again. I want to see it again.
Which I think was a rare Arlovsky submission win, to be honest. And it's in a fight, I think they stopped and then had to restart due to some sort of strike, and Arlovsky took advantage and immediately got the submission.
Which is weird for Arlovsky to submit Verdum, who submit everybody else.
I'm pretty sure that's how it went down, if I remember
correctly.
correctly.
They're calling Verdum one of the greatest of all time now because he submitted Fedor and Kane and everybody else.
I'll look that up.
Joey,
talk about something.
Where are you going on your vacation, Joey?
I'm going to Reno, Nevada. I'm driving up to Reno, Nevada.
I hear that's the clean Vegas.
The clean Vegas. Where I'm going to attend Blues and Brews and Barbecues.
Awesome. Ooh.
And then I will stupidly drive home from Reno on Sunday, pick up my kids, and then drive another 5.5 hours down to Anaheim.
Oh, great.
Because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, but you're going to the world's greatest place.
So where are you going to catch?
The happiest place on earth.
Where are you going to catch Bellator 137?
I'm not.
No, but it's Kimbo versus Ken Shamrock as the main event.
Probably watch it inside one of the casinos that I'm going to
fighting at heavyweight.
I'm actually more looking forward to the Bobby Lashley fight.
Bobby Lashley.
I like Bobby Lashley. That'll
going
be
against Dan Charles. You got Patricio Pitbull Freire defending his belt up against Daniel Winchell. Michael Chandler going up against Derek Campos.
I'm sure there's going to be somewhere in Reno that's showing this fight. I'm sure.
I mean, it's on Spike. You can stay in your room and watch it, probably.
I can stay in my room in Reno, man.
Linda's son is fighting in lightweight, Rashard Lovelace.
Deep Throat, for all of you wondering. It's a throwback right there.
Yeah, look that up.
Yeah, go Google deep throat. No problem.
Also this weekend, you have a card on Fight Pass coming out of Berlin, Germany for the UFC. This is Ultimate Fight Night number 69.
Awesome.
And you got Johanna Jędrzejczyk defending her belt up against Jessica Penne.
I like her
right.
other name, Joanna Canabayabal.
Joanna Canabayabal. That's pretty much it, too. So you've got the Fight Pass. You can get the prelim card. It's got
No, you can get the whole card.
You can get the whole card. Sorry. The whole card's on the Fight Pass. I'm an idiot. And the preliminary card is actually pretty big.
Yeah,
But that's because usually these bottom two are on Fight Pass, and then these ones are on.
correct.
Yeah, and I'm stupid. Aside from that, Dennis Siver is going up against Tetsuya
Kawajiri. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're going for Kawajiri.
It's going to be a tough fight for Kawajiri. Both these guys are getting up there in age and getting up there in fight years as far as how many times they've been fighting. It's starting to show on both of them.
I just realized that Dodge is transracial. Dodge is actually Asian. I mean, come on. He loves the Japanese transplant fighters, and he works at a sushi restaurant.
He was supposed to be in the military.
Kawajiri, it's going to be a tough fight. I think he can do it if he uses his wrestling, but Dennis Siver is a tough guy to get down.
Isn't Dennis Siver's wrestling better than Kawajiri's anyway?
I wouldn't say that, no.
No?
Wasn't Sivers wrestling what was supposed to save him against McGregor?
Yeah, because nobody ever seen McGregor go up against a wrestler.
Well, we did.
Yeah. Siver's not much of a wrestler either. He's a kickboxer. I mean, he's known for his kickboxing. He's
No,
short,
I thought
stout,
he had real strong takedowns for some reason.
really good
I think it was somebody
kickboxer.
else.
I think actually Siver could take this win. As far as the main events,
Is Silver like the little stocky
yeah,
neo-Nazi looking
German
guy?
because he's German,
He's
neo-Nazi. You mean the German?
Is it German?
Remember, McGregor even called him a Nazi.
Yeah, he called him Nazi multiple times. I'm also going to be taking the champ, Joanna, over Jessica Penne in this fight.
I like how this week where Joanna got that bowl of penne macaroni
pasta.
or
Yeah.
whatever, started eating it. She's like, I'm going to kill this bowl of penne.
When she was done, did she have like spaghetti sauce all over her face, like she just killed somebody?
No, there was no sauce.
No sauce, just
you know,
noodles.
she's a fighter. It was just butter and noodles.
Just carbo loading?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Doesn't sound good at all.
Who are you taking?
This is coming from the Sicilian. You got to put some sauce on that shit. Yeah, I'm with the champ on that one too.
All right. There we go.
That's
That's
it.
your week.
That's your week in mixed martial arts.
Congratulations, Patrick Cote. He went black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu finally.
Yeah?
For what?
Huh?
Did he do anything that was impressive? Did he
No, well,
submit somebody?
He went through the training.
No, he's not like Vanderlei Silva who attempted a submission.
They gave it to him because of a move.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking up Al Bundy this week.
Yeah, he's a
Guys,
black belt.
Yeah, George didn't know that Al Bundy was a black belt. And
Oh, yeah.
He idolizes Al Bundy. I didn't
Ed
realize.
O'Neill?
Yeah, he's been doing it for 22 years.
That's who they were saying that they wanted the
CM Punk
to fight.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
And Ed O'Neill even said, bring it on.
Yeah, he's been doing it for 22 years. Somebody in Hollywood introduced him to it. Before, I mean, think about that. 22 years before anybody was
With the
really-
Gracies, by the way.
Yes, exactly. He got his. Did he get his black belt from Horion?
Either Horian or Henzo.
I think it was Horion. He got his black belt from.
He had to fight that big broad from No Ma'am. Who's also a local.
He's got. He's had his black belt since 2007, and he still trains to this day. Just crazy to see that.
Yeah, and that broad he was going to fight, Dot Jones, she also is a black belt.
The No Ma'am chick.
Yeah.
National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who else is a black belt? Anthony Bourdain with the Gracies.
Really?
Yep.
All right, didn't know that.
Never know when you're going to have to fight somebody for some food, dude.
Right?
All right, that wraps it up this week. Thanks for listening. Of course, tell your friends. Check out SplitDecisionMMA.com, our official website. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at SD_MMA, and on Facebook at Split Decision MMA Podcast. Give us a like. You can download us, and you can subscribe to us on Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and, of course, iTunes. And once again, a big thanks to Strongboard Balance. Check them out at strongboardbalance.com. It's a great workout for your core. Change the way you work out forever. Get on board Strongboard Balance. And I guess that's pretty much it. So from the Ruloff Family Inc. Studios, it is Bueller and Dodge saying have a good night, and we'll see you at the fights.